Check. You are now listening to the No Tekkers podcast. Me, myself, Braz. I got my co-host here, Court.
What's happening?
My other co-host, KP.
Yup.
And then we got a special guest in the building, man like Matty.
Round of applause.
Welcome.
It's an honour.
Let's hope he's better than last one.
It ain't hard.
Matt's a big fan of the show.
Thank you.
So far.
Thank you.
Until the Bon Gerard and Beckham stuff. Not having it.
Who else is he a fan of?
Villa.
Oh.
Local boy.
Oh.
B6. So 19 and that.
Whoa. Easy with postcodes.
How'd you become a Villa fan?
Just day one. Everyone was a Villa fan where I'm from. Bromsgrove, lots of Villa fans, and I was one of them.
Yeah.
I always liked United though. I don't know why in the 90s it's just United the team, aren't they?
I like him already.
Yeah. It's Beckham fan then, basically.
Big Beckham fan.
What do you think Beckham's overrated?
No.
I think that was the view of one person in the whole nation.
I'm sure you can think of other overrated English players.
Grealish.
Whoa!
He ain't played yet.
I'm just playing.
Oh man.
I did want to get on that discussion though. There's a few players that came to mind that were mentioned. Ross Barkley being one of them.
Good shout.
Good shout. Very good shout.
Yeah.
Early doors he was going to be the man, I think.
He was supposed to replace Rooney, weren't he?
Silly boy.
Another overrated club player.
Who else? I was trying to think. There was a few people I'd say.
I felt Jack Wilshere was hard done by being overrated.
Really?
I felt like injuries and stuff like that doesn't really go against you too much. And the same with Michael Owen. He had hamstring injuries and all that stuff, but he was up there. I don't think he's better than Rooney, mind you. But Owen
that
was
was
up
an
there.
outrageous shout.
And Jack Wilshere, he come burst on the scene. I think he had a good 5 or 6 years at Arsenal before he kind of fell off. But
Did he live up to the expectation though?
I mean,
in
how
that time?
Yeah, that's what I mean, because he was never going to live up to the expectation because the
How old
expectation
was
was
he
so high.
How old was he when he did his cruciates though? He must have been 18, 19 when he did his cruciates.
I think it was a bit older than that, probably like early 20s, I think it was.
Yeah.
Did you play with him in England?
Nah, he was a year younger than me,
Okay.
or 2 years younger.
Well, since we're on the England squad, let's talk about the England squad that's been named for
Weak.
these
Weak.
these qualifiers.
Soft.
Obviously, the big one is Jack Grealish. Initially, not getting in, and now that
And then
Harry
7 man
Winks
dropped out. He finally gets a squeeze.
Harry Winks, I mean,
To be
where's
fair,
that come from?
he's a good player though. I think he's a good player.
No.
But I think Southgate
overgre-
came out and said basically that Grealish is a winger, and he's got Sancho and Rashford in it. All the rest of
that
them.
was his cover story.
Yeah, but come
Is it
on.
Rashford that dropped out as well?
Yeah, injury.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's why.
so who's
he
he-
it shouldn't have taken that for Grealish to actually get in my opinion, because what he done at Villa, considering they are a relegation team, no offense, but to be fair, for him
Facts
to
are
actually
facts.
drag them through, I think he deserves a lot more credit. And I think it went back to a topic we had the conversation about not being at a big club and not getting the recognition by the performance you're putting in. But if he was at a bigger club, it would have been like, yeah, it's a 30 in the England squad. I think he should have been there anyway.
From when Callum Hudson-Odoi got in England squad from making a sub appearance,
He's quick, isn't it?
He's quick, isn't he?
Fam, he's
he had
rapid.
interest.
Fam.
Another club wanted to sign him, and it got him in the England squad.
You know what it was? They didn't want him to go and play for his African country, innit? So they thought, let me play him in a senior so he's actually cup-tied. That's what it's tactical, fam. It was a chess move.
Yeah, but Grealish can play for Scotland.
Ireland.
I think it's Scotland
Nah,
as well.
is he?
Probably both.
But he wasn't in it. He's never going to go there.
So I've got the list here. Let's look at the midfield.
He's in the midfield now on that list, but
Yeah.
he wasn't in the squad by Southgate because there's too many wingers.
Right. So
But he's now in the midfielders category.
we've got Phil Foden.
All right.
Deserves. Yeah.
Very, very good. Very good.
Yeah. Mason Mount.
Yeah.
Good player.
Well, over Grealish.
No.
Calvin Phillips from Leeds.
To be honest, I don't know too much about him, so I can't really.
He's a good player, but then when you
that's
look
what I mean.
at,
But when you talk about the England squad, you surely have to be playing top level football to be.
well, to be fair, Jay Bothroyd, is it Bothroyd? When he was at Cardiff, Boothroyd.
AD.
Sorry.
Yeah, but
But obviously he was bagging goals. But I'm saying when you look at that the only reason why I can't agree with that is because when you're, like I said, you look at Grealish and what he done. I mean, I know he won promotion with Leeds, but still, I don't think that warrants a spot over somebody who could do the same.
Like Jack Grealish.
Is there a lack of depth at CDM though? Because you've got
Declan Rice,
Declan
James
Rice, but
Ward-Prowse.
is Declan Rice a centre back in that list?
Nah, he's in the
He's in
midfield.
midfield.
And you've got Harry Winks who can do that role as well. Probably not
Eric
the
Dyer in the
best.
squad.
Yes.
As a centre-back.
As a centre
He's a
back.
centre back.
I'm not
So,
sure I like him in the
Mings
squad
made it?
full stop, to
It's
be
a,
honest.
It's a loophole, fam.
Tyrone
Nice.
Mings.
He's done well to get in the squad.
What's Nathan Aki? He's English.
Dutch.
Oh, okay.
Come on, bro.
Sorry.
You're better than that.
Raz is like, where's Aki on this list? It's not on the menu, fam.
Kieran Trippier.
Chips is good.
Yeah. I can't really see anyone that, apart from the midfield, it does look weak. I will be honest.
The midfield looks weak itself.
Yeah.
No,
it's-
like, I don't see how they compete with other countries' midfield. Like, they've no, like, where's the creativity gonna come from?
Mason,
Jack.
Phil Foden.
This is what I'm saying.
Grealish.
This is what we talked about before when we
Grealish
talked
is bringing
about
it. He's fighting up for everyone.
when we talked about the level of English coaching compared to the rest of Europe. Because like English coaching, they don't really nurture the creative players that come through at other nations.
Yeah.
So in Spain and all them other countries where it's kind of he's a creative player. Let's
Yeah.
work with him. Let's.
So
Where
it's
in
like
England,
they
it's
coach
gone
out
to you don't do that or you're gonna get kicked.
Yeah. There's a certain way
Yeah,
you have to play.
exactly.
You have to be an
You
academy
have to
player.
you have to work hard before everything else.
Yeah.
You have to tackle hard. You have to win your headers.
Yeah.
Get in the mud and get dirty. You know what I mean? That kind of defending. That's
Put
how
your
I
life
was
on the
taught how to
line.
defend. You have to get in the mud and get dirty. Head and kick, get dirty.
Do you think Southgate has something against Jack
It must
Grealish?
be. It's the only explanation.
I mean, I think every coach has a bias in it, like a style.
I think
of
it's
play
'cause-
they like.
Because you don't work hard enough, you reckon?
I think it's because Villa fans like Grealish more than do Southgate, and he's supposed to be a Villa legend.
Is that true?
No. Well, of course, we love Grealish at Villa, but I mean Southgate is too far away for anyone really now who's going to be involved with football so consistently to worry about what Southgate did at Villa
Yeah.
more than Jack.
Yeah.
So I
That's
don't
what I
think
mean.
that's got
So
much to
the
do with it,
younger
but-
fans coming through, they don't care about Southgate.
But I don't know how low down Southgate was with the 21s and all that stuff, but Jack probably would have played for him with
In the 21
Mm.
so
under 21s and
Yeah.
under 20s at some point,
True,
I
yeah.
imagine. So whether there's something there where he doesn't want to bring him
Like
up
I said,
for the
every
team.
coach has a bias in
Everyone's
terms
got
of
something.
a player that
It's
they
not
don't
just
like.
football based.
You like the New England kit?
Yes.
It's good.
I haven't seen it.
It's all right.
Eh,
I ain't seen it. So.
The away kit's not.
is that the
I
blue
feel
one?
like I don't think you want to
Yeah.
play in that away kit.
It reminds me of the.
Do you know what they're trying to do? They're trying to make it like wearable as well as
Yeah.
like you can
Yeah.
play in it. But I think
Wait, it reminds me of the old one.
Yeah.
Remember the one with the colours.
that's what they went for with
Yeah.
the white one. It's like obviously
Yeah,
was
the
that
home one,
98?
the one that was
Yeah,
down
The
there.
2000. Was that 2000?
Something like that. 98 probably.
Is where
it's not for me. It's got no sauce.
when Ravanelli and Paul Ince was on the cover of
Nah.
ISS.
No. Bun that.
I need to ban the word bun.
Bun and cheese, man.
Should Harry Maguire be in that squad?
Nope.
I stopped supporting United because of that.
Did he withdraw? Or did he get withdrawn?
He got dropped.
He got dropped.
He got dropped.
I think if someone's got that going on in their life and then you put them in the England squad, improve like the spotlights on them, the firing line, I don't know if that's doing him, Harry Maguire, disservice by everything he's got going on and then putting him in the England squad, forced to withdraw or whatever, or whether leaving him out kind of says like we're not backing you as a man. I don't know.
I don't.
know where you go with it.
I think that
What, do you feel that he should have been backed?
no.
I don't know what happened.
Exactly, but all you know is he got locked up.
Did you watch his interview?
But the interview came out afterwards.
I know, but
So
I'm saying, fam, did you not see
from the
that-
initial when you're picking the squad, you know what's going on. He's been locked up. Do you pick him?
No,
No, I don't think so.
because when Sterling had a bust up with Gomez,
Exactly.
it wasn't even an external thing. It was an internal thing where people fight all the time in training. But at the same time, I felt like I think they withdrew him because they knew that they kind of messed up by putting him in. That you know what I mean? Because the backlash and the hypocrisy of how so he gets actually arrested and found guilty. Don't forget, bro, he actually got convicted, but somehow the charges disappeared. But
Remember, you watched his interview.
Yeah.
So obviously, something was written for him to say.
Yeah.
And he was basically saying he involved his sister. They tried to smash up his leg, saying your career's over.
Quick question though, if something's written for him, then wouldn't he have just told the truth? Like, you don't need something pre-written for you if you're gonna...
Exactly. But maybe he just wouldn't go. You know how the press is. You watch Scandal.
Olivia Pope was in the corner.
You know what I'm saying? Just hired Olivia Pope.
Yeah, but he's like the worst client ever because he just looked
Listen,
like
money-
as soon as he started talking, I was like,
money's
bro,
But Olivia Pope works magic.
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but like it's funny though how all of a sudden now no one's talking about it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just completely
Olivia
disappeared.
Pope?
It's not Olivia Pope, fam. It's
Olivia Pope?
Well,
yes.
he's got what 21 months of suspended sentence.
Mm.
Obviously, he went back to trial. I don't know what the. I seen him post a picture saying he just wants to put it behind him now. So I'm
Yeah, but-
assuming you're not guilty now.
Oh, all of a sudden because I want to put it behind me, I'm not guilty. Like
what I mean?
the double standard, it actually irks me, bro. I'll be honest, yeah, because when Pogba spoke out about certain aspects of the club, he got dropped as captain.
Yeah.
But there's like no repercussion. Bearing in mind, man got found guilty, so it's not like he's
Yeah,
like, oh
yeah.
yeah, it's a.
You know what'd be
hearsay or
funny
it's a
now?
possibility.
If footage came out and you see fixing in the police.
Nah, I think he's been running still. I believed him when he said he ran.
Yeah.
he was fixing.
He's
Ran-
running, but running a long time because you know he's
Because then
slow.
they said it took like 6-7 officers to get him down.
Fam, Iran got caught and said, "Yo, big man, please, yo, I'll give you peas in it. Just let me go." That's exactly what happened.
Oh yeah, and the bribery charges.
Yeah.
Are you gonna fear for your life and try and bribe man, fam?
It's outrageous, I'll be honest.
Hey, listen, my wife was Judge Judy, yeah. She says one thing: if it don't make sense, yeah, it probably ain't true. And
probably
my
not,
man's
yeah.
interview made
No sense.
no sense, bro.
Zero. All right, cool. Another big one. Messi is today. I seen it that they have Man City or the Man City group, so including New York. They've combined forces, or they've tried to draw from the joint bank account, and they're willing to pay, or they've agreed a deal up to £623 million for 3 years, at which he will, after he spends at Man City for 2, he will then go to the MLS team.
No, wasn't it 3 years at City, then 2 years at...
Yeah, I think it was
Probably,
3,
yeah,
2,
probably that then.
Yeah, cause that's like 200 million a year.
I mean, I did call it that he had to leave. I mean,
He ain't left yet.
fam,
I know he wants to
well,
leave.
he ain't going back.
His dad and his agent have gone.
Yeah, they're on strike or something, innit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
fam.
they've come in and they've gone to the board of Barcelona, so they're having meetings as we speak.
But
But fam, he missed training. He missed the COVID test. So fam, you can't. If he doesn't leave now, yeah.
he just gonna chill for a year.
Yeah, but no, but,
He's
if, no,
gonna chill.
but big man, if he doesn't leave, no one's gonna look at him the same. Cause they'll be like, bro, you did all that, caused all that.
No,
palaver
but
just to
he can
stay."
only do what he can do,
drama
innit?
queen.
Like, if Barcelona don't agree to the terms of and
Yeah, no, but I'm
they
saying he's got to see
uphold
through.
the
He's got to see through. He can never put a
yeah,
Barca
but
shirt on.
by staying there for a year, he's seen it through because that's what he
No,
can
no,
do.
that's fine. But I'm saying if he then comes out and be like, oh, you know, I love the club, I want to play again. I'm like, big man.
That's a whole different conversation.
Do you think La Liga? Because they've said remember I spoke to you earlier or yesterday, and they said La Liga said his fee has to be paid in order for him to leave, which is the 700 million euros
Yeah.
versus the free he could leave on in his contract at the end.
So he was able to leave free if he left before a certain time. But
Right.
he's saying that COVID extended the season, and if that season had ended, he'd have been free to go.
Yeah.
But because it extended, it went past that period, and now it's 700 million, which is ridiculous.
It is because even like if you look at Nike and New Balance with Liverpool, it's like Liverpool could have then said, "Oh, the date's gone, so
Yeah.
technically I could wear my Nike kit," but they had
Yeah.
to oblige to the contract, and obviously because of COVID, the circumstances.
Yeah,
were
but I think the
different.
difference was the wording in the contract. He had a set date in his contract. I think in the kit sponsors, it was until the end of the season, to the last game of his kits.
Yeah, fair enough. There.
Whereas Messi just got June 10th or whatever it was. That's when it done. So you got till June 10th. You know when that is. If you want to leave, tell me now.
That is mad. So then so you're telling me June 10th, yeah, he could have been like, yeah, I'm out, and then
Yeah,
they could have
and they
done
would
nothing.
they had nothing to
But
say.
see, then that's why I disagree that they should let him leave on the basis that he could have shagged the club over massively, but he didn't. But to be honest with you, La Liga
But
just
How
don't
much
want.
money
I
does
said,
Messi bring to La Liga?
But that's what I'm saying. They don't want to lose
700 million.
They don't want to lose the revenue, fam.
Really?
They can't lose the revenue. Cause who watches it, fam?
This
Who's
what I'm
gonna
saying.
watch
The Liga was,
Liga?
the Liga was
What
always gonna
TV
say
watching?
you can't leave because, like you said, they've already lost Ronaldo. So if they lose Messi as well, then
Yeah, but guess what? If he sits down for a whole season, yeah,
they still lost the money.
exactly.
What did
so
Barca do without him?
Exactly.
rebuild.
Yeah.
The Bulls
How?
had to rebuild. The Bulls had to rebuild when Jordan
Listen
left.
though. If
Am I lying?
but they weren't the same though, were they?
No, it doesn't.
You watched the documentary. They were struggling.
They ain't been the same
They
since.
had to call him back from retirement because they were scrambling.
but
They
listen,
ain't been the same since.
At the
Exactly.
end of the day, though, he's gonna go at some point. So I'm
Yeah,
saying, to you,
but I'm
why
saying-
not start the process now?
If they do it now and let him leave on a free, not only do they miss out on Messi, you miss out on the money that he provides.
But
So
if he- but-
where's that money coming from?
No,
Remember, you've
I-
already spent
Manchester
however
City.
much money. Yeah, but they get him on a free.
Nah, I think they'll get a fee. I think they'll get some sort of fee. I don't think
Only if
they'll
they
get-
agree to something.
Yeah,
But if they're trying to dig their heels and say, nah, you're not leaving, they're gonna end up with nothing.
but then that's exactly why they shouldn't dig their heels and just be like, all right, cool, man, what's the bounce?
Yeah, but even if
Find
they
a
dig
fee.
their heels, and what fee would you accept?
For Messi, at this current stage, 100 mil, fam.
But even then, Man City's not paying 100 mil. I'm already gonna pay you 600 mil over 5 years. I'm gonna give you another 100 mil to buy you.
Well, I'm just saying.
You're one of the greatest of all time.
Boss-
Maybe the greatest.
Boss-
but I'm not
Think-
spending 700 mil on you
Think about it like this though. How many seasons will he spend at Man City? 3.
3.
at the most.
How many Champions Leagues will they win and Premier League titles will they win?
0.
I think they'll win the Prem.
United all day.
One United, bro. Until they strip Harry
But
Maguire.
they probably fed
captaincy.
into their chances like he is the extra. I did do a poll on Instagram.
Yeah,
And everyone, the
You
majority
yeah. I
voted.
voted on that too. I voted
I
no.
didn't see that
Yeah,
poll.
well, the majority voted that they would win
Nah, they'll
Champions
definitely
League.
I don't think they'll
definitely
win
win
So that's
the
their
league. I
100
think.
mil back reinvested.
I don't think they're winning Champions League though.
with Messi.
Nah,
Do you think?
Why?
Go on.
because
He's past.
I don't. Not just because of Messi. Because I think obviously Messi is, for me, is the greatest of all time. But I think there's too many people in the squad that's not big game players. Like we spoke about Sterling the other day. Them chances that he missed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but do you not think Messi coming in adds that?
Yeah, but I think Messi will be the one creating them chances rather than the one taking them.
What? Even with KDB, whipping them from Koi.
Yeah, I think the basically what I'm saying is I think the chances won't fall to Messi or KDB.
Okay.
Aguero will probably be injured, and
Is that about me?
I don't think the
and then
chances,
if it's Jesus, he's not banging.
the chances that Sterling would miss, don't you think Messi would make up in goals?
Possibly, but
So like
My-
City he missed, don't you think Messi?
I'm
would
just saying
create something?
I think there's better teams out there.
Yeah.
Do you think Man City are blinded by the fact that Messi is available?
Yeah.
600
And he's
million,
worked
they're
with
just
Pep.
like,
Yeah,
gotta do it.
exactly
But you have
that.
to understand, yeah, he will make that back in shirt sales.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but
the
they're not looking at
actual-
it from the money perspective
I think
because
they are.
they can't because they already they got silly money already.
No,
It's
but,
got-
But
I
they're
think
looking
it's
at it
sillier
as
money 'cause
he can be the one that get us over the line to get that Champions League. That's what we're trying to
but
get.
as well as I think, because if you're thinking,
Yeah,
if
but
you're
that's
putting a
the
deal in for
side.
MLS,
That's the side dish.
Yeah, but that's
the
sweet, man.
main is I want that Champions League.
Champions League.
That's the only thing we haven't got yet. We need to get that Champions League.
So rather than that, do you think it's a no-brainer to get Messi? A no-brainer to spend 650 million on 30
I think it
But the
ruins
thing-
the game.
3 years.
I just don't think it guarantees them the Champions League.
It ruins the game.
Like I think if they went and spent 600 million on Mbappe or someone Neymar even, then
You-
maybe yeah. Because someone who's got years behind
You could-
coming into their prime,
Yeah. You get 100 million a year return
yeah, you'll make the money back as well as have a world class player that's going to be there for
a while.
the foreseeable.
I mean, involving the New York thing in it is obviously the financial part of it because he goes over there and the country erupts. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He goes there, and not only does New York go crazy for soccer and him,
MLS.
but
Mm.
that money's coming in quick.
But this is
when
what
he
I'm
gets
saying. When
there.
you're saying he's blind, I think it's a chess move in regards to that. They know they're going to be spending a lot initially, but I think they'll recoup that in the next. I think they look at the forecast and think 4 years, make 700 million, we'll make 100 million plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's how they're looking at it anyway. Otherwise, yeah, that's a lot of money for a man that's 30, what is he, 33?
33.
Do you see Messi in New York?
I hope not.
To be fair, he could play that league when he's
I don't want to
40.
see him in Manchester either, to be honest. So.
No.
Or not even in the red side.
Nah, I'd rather him stay at Barca.
Nah, he can't stay. If he stays,
He can stay.
I don't think you can go back to training.
can stay,
I
but
don't
a
think
lot-
you can
a lot
look
has to
your
change.
teammates in the eye and say, "I'm back."
They would accept him. Nah,
Yeah, it's Messi.
I think they'd accept him,
You
but I just
can't
feel
not.
like
But
know.
I think
got-
a lot of his teammates would back him as well, just because they've seen like a lot of the things that's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And Messi's the only one that really like said like, nah, this can't run. This isn't
Yeah.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
This is Barcelona. We need to get back to this. If we don't get back to this, I'm out.
Do you think if they change or do the dramatic U-turn, he goes back?
When they
Yeah,
have the
I think that's why this whole thing came up.
Ronald
Koeman.
Koeman.
Yeah, he just there till Xavi gets the job. Let's be honest.
So you keep the Javi seat warm.
Yeah, he's a placeholder. That's all he is.
Yeah. That's what Ali is.
Hopefully.
One Man United fan.
Since we're gonna talk about
I thought you banned that
signings,
word.
I banned
Chelsea
that again.
have spent some serious dough this transfer window. They've brought in
Smart money?
7 players.
Yeah, I think.
Is
Yeah,
that
some very
kinda-
good signings.
is that Chelsea saying, "All right, Frank, we do not want you to fail"? Here
I
you
think
are.
it's saying like,
Do you think
we're
these are
gonna
Frank
back you.
players?
Like we believe in you as a manager. We're gonna back you.
Is
But
that- are they
this
Frank
is
players?
it now. Like
I don't-
you've got a squad.
I don't know if they're Frank players. I think like, this is us showing you that we're giving you something more than what you had last season to make it work.
So you don't reckon Frank would have been like, yeah, I want him.
Let's get these guys. I mean, you take any one of those guys at the sign, though, really?
No,
Like-
but this is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think it's a club decision. I don't think Frank would have handpicked each and every single one of them. But
I reckon he would have had a hand in it. I think he would have went like, these are the players that I've been looking at. Take
You
your
think
pick.
he thought, yeah, Thiago Silva, I'll have him.
Yeah.
Ben
Or even in
Chilwell.
case of the chairman or whoever would have said, these people, I'm thinking about signing these. What do you think? He would have had some say in it at
yeah,
some
but
point.
you ain't gonna say no, fam. When you've had nothing, and the man say, "Yo, here's a 32-year-old Thiago Silva."
But there would have been some players
no.
that he must have said no to.
But Ben Chilwell was a Frank Lampard player.
Yeah.
But when he linked with them, like way before that, though.
Yeah, but I think Ben Chilwell was the kind of guy that Frank would have pushed for.
Yeah, yeah.
He's a young English player. I think Frank wanted to get that English side rolling in
that
terms
English spine.
of Reece James, Tomori, Chilwell.
So do you think he wants to be like the England feeder club?
Kind of.
Fair enough.
But United are going the same way because you talked about it in the last couple of weeks, but Ollie gonna like picking players out that kind of recaptured what they used to be like, getting that culture back at the club and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But would Chelsea ever really like had an English spy?
But then Terry,
Never.
Cole,
John Terry.
Lampard, they were the 3 guys who won all those trophies.
Okay.
They were like a limb, though, compared to what they've had.
Yeah. And I don't think I don't think
Spine.
I don't think they go back to that.
They're like
Lampard and Terry went the spine.
I mean, Dempsey, yeah, but he's saying Joe Cole, like...
That's actually.
He was more of a limb.
Yeah,
he was more like just a flailing arm or something.
All
But he had a little sauce to it, like-
yeah. But then you had like Makelele, Damien Duff, Robin,
SCN.
SCN.
The Ox.
Yeah, but the
Gallas.
spine's more like the center of the pitch, like
That's what I'm
the
saying.
centre backs
So
and the
think about
centre
the
mid.
midfield that
The
they've
best
had.
centre back was John Terry, and the best centre mid was Lampard. So that's kind of.
Okay.
But then you got Didier up top. That's
You need that. You need that
Yeah.
mixture in it.
Well, you sent who did you send in the group? Didier stats compared to Jamie Vardy's.
Yeah, he's like
yeah.
one.
Was it you sent that?
Yeah, he's
Jamie
like one goal
Vardy's-
behind Drogba's tally.
In less
Like-
games.
Like less games.
Yeah, but you still picking Drogba, ain't you? Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
I said that for a reason because I was thinking, yo,
This
if man-
all goes
but this-
towards the stats
Exactly.
argument.
But this
is
is
Numbers lie.
But
I
they
keep
don't.
saying
Numbers
it.
do lie.
Numbers
you think,
lie.
You think numbers
Of course.
lie?
Numbers lie.
Of course they do. You just said it.
No, but no.
Would you pick? Would you pick Vardy over Drogba?
Yeah.
Well, even it goes down to even the R9 situation. The
Yeah,
R9
but, okay,
versus
but
CR7.
this is the problem, right? What do you measure it off?
What you see?
This is
Nah, that's not a good measure, though.
How is it not?
Because
It's only
yeah,
not a
okay,
good measure
let me
if
give
you
you
can't.
an
If you don't
okay,
know
let me give you an
football.
example.
Right, but that's what I'm
Well,
saying.
exactly.
So that's your problem, not my problem.
There's a lot of people. Look, take yesterday for example.
Exactly.
There's a lot of people who saw the game completely different
Exactly.
to how it actually happened. So when you're saying, oh, what you see,
Exactly,
is a measure,
but some
there's
people would have
so
looked at
much
it like,
error.
this man scored, he got this number, he didn't score,
Okay,
he
but
got this
what I'm saying.
number.
Okay, cool. You're looking, from financial perspective, right? If you're going to give somebody a loan, what do you look at?
I need to see credit.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
but
you need to see
proof of-
something.
but
You don't
this-
look at it. You
but
don't
this
see
is
me
that-
come dressed in a nice suit and say, "Yo,
But that's not football.
You look like you pay me back my money."
That's nothing to do with football.
No, that's life. You have to measure off
No,
something.
no. Football's a whole different world.
Bro, stats matter.
You got-
as much
you
as
got-
you don't want to, like, as much as you think, like, the nostalgia
Numbers
and all that
lie,
great
that's
stuff,
all I'm saying.
They don't lie.
They do.
They don't.
You just told one with Vardy.
No, but listen, that's
he is
a
a
preference, but it
consequence.
doesn't matter because it's still statistically he
Yeah,
was he's a better goal to
let
game
me
ratio.
rephrase. Not all numbers lie, but some numbers lie.
It's a team by team basis. If you've got a team like Leicester where they're taking pressure and then they're going to go in behind, Vardy's
Yeah.
going to do that job for you
Yeah.
over and over again. But Drogba's not going to do that job. But in the Chelsea team, Vardy's not winning that header against Bayern.
And I don't disagree. And
There
I
you
listen,
go.
I don't disagree.
So
but
different
at the end of
players.
the different
But
players. But at the end of the day, when it
thing
comes
is,
down
the same
to
numbers that you've got another set of numbers that counteract that whole argument.
well, bring those
So-
numbers in it.
No, but I'm saying, like, for example,
My-
you have the goals,
Yeah.
the goals to game ratio, but then you have shot conversion.
But listen,
So
I'm
then
not
what?
disagreeing
You could
about
have. You
the
could
stat.
have.
I'm not saying. I'm
You
just
could
saying
score
you
2
need-
goals a game,
you
but
need
your
that-
shot conversion could be 1 out of 10.
Yeah, like Mbappe. But we need something. We need something to measure it off. That's all I'm saying.
Why?
But you don't.
Because then how do you rank things?
You
How
don't
do
have
But you
to.
can't rank. You can't rank football. You can only have an opinion. You can't.
So, okay,
There
so-
can't be a
so-
definite.
so-
This is
so-
this. This is
so-
this. This
so
is this.
Messi's the best in the world because of an opinion.
Of course.
It's not. It's
Because somebody else's opinion is Ronaldo or.
Yeah, but I'm saying-
but then it
but
is
this is-
most
this-
people's opinion that Messi's
But this is the
best in
problem,
world.
though. This is what I'm saying to you. I don't disagree, but I'm saying you need something.
But you
to
do
measure
disagree.
off. No, I'm disagreeing in the fact that you're saying like numbers lie. I'm saying, well, they can't lie because they're needed in regards to being able to say, yo, this person is better than this person.
No, for me, numbers are a guideline. Stats are just a guideline to say, he can enter the conversation.
But how do you compare Vardy and Drogba?
You can't.
How-
they're
just
different.
how do you do
I understand. I agree they're different players, and
You're
I
not
agree
putting
with,
Vardy in
the
your
example you
all-time
gave.
11.
No, you're not. But I'm saying to you, then why? But why wouldn't you? I'm just giving the argument
Right,
from the other
right,
side
right,
because
right,
why
of course.
wouldn't you? At the end of the day,
If his
you look
numbers are matching
if his
Drogba's.
numbers are matching Drogba's, he can have all right to say, yo, I should be in that conversation. Why am I not in the Premier League all-time 11? Because at the end of the day, I score more goals than the person. Bear in mind, we're both strikers. What's our job?
Yeah.
To score goals?
Yeah.
No one cares
But
about.
that's too simplistic. Football's not that simplistic.
Well, it's like Shearer, innit?
Exactly. So if that's the case, Shearer's the best striker.
Statistically, then yeah.
No. He's
He's
numbers
the
don't
also,
lie.
right.
So Shearer is better than
Statistically,
every other striker
he's the
that's
best
ever
striker.
graced the Prem.
Statistically, yeah.
No, there's no. He
I'm
is
telling
the
you,
best.
statistically, he is.
He is the best
in
striker.
opinion-wise.
No,
he's not for me.
opinions, because you just said they don't matter.
No.
It's,
I'm saying-
you got to
no,
measure
I'm
off
saying
something. So
statistically-
therefore,
Yeah,
Shearer
I'm saying
is the
to you,
greatest
I'm
of all
agreeing.
time.
Statistically, yeah.
He's the greatest of all
He's
time.
the greatest striker in the Premier League, statistically.
He's better than every man that ever touched the pitch in the Premier League.
How many goals has he got? 200 and something?
283, I think it is.
Alright, cool, then he's the best. Next topic.
Yeah, so I guess numbers do lie sometimes.
Okay.
All the time.
I came in to talk about Jack Grealish. So here you go. Right.
Talk about
Yeah,
Someone
bring
said-
it back to Grealish, man.
Someone said to me last year, I don't know, January, who would you rather have in the Villa team today, Jack Grealish or De Bruyne?
Ooh.
Don't tell me you say Grealish.
But I'd save all questions. Save all questions to the end. But no, listen.
Brazius, where do you find these people?
No, listen. Save all questions to the end. Let me get.
Give him that.
Right,
Save him
let's hear him out, let's hear him out, let's hear him out, let's hear him
Let
out.
me get this
Go
out.
on, go on. Land your plane.
In that
Emotion.
Villa team at that time, you look at De Bruyne from this year without Company and without David Silva being there all the time and those leaders going. De Bruyne doesn't carry that team. It doesn't work for Man City. But with Villa, you have one player who's carrying an entire barely average team
But let me stop you. Carrying it to what?
to what we needed, which was to stay in the Premier League. You take Jack Grealish out of that team, you put De Bruyne in there.
You don't think he carries the same level of?
I don't think he can do.
You don't think he
what-
keeps Villa in the Prem? That what you're saying?
Yeah.
Based off his leadership skills.
But not just leadership skills, but Jack took 3 or 4 players away in every environment to play players in, average players, to give them enough space to perform. De Bruyne plays perfect football, but he's an elite player, 1 of 11 in any given team at Manchester City at any time, and he's an elite player. Put 3 or 4 players around him, he doesn't deliver the things that he does, but the reason he can do those things is because there's 10 elite players on that pitch. You can't triple up on De Bruyne because Raheem Sterling's on the other side putting in 3 goals, and Aguero and Gabriel Jesus and everybody else. But with Villa, because we're so average, and Jack carried that team.
I can
and took
kind of
players
see where
away,
you're going, but
I would take Grealish at that moment in time over De Bruyne.
nah, I can't have that. I'm sorry.
If you
I'm
ask me
sorry.
if Jack Grealish and De Bruyne,
You basically said Kevin De Bruyne would not keep Villa in the Prem. That's what you're
wouldn't-
saying.
I don't think that he could
Because
do what Jack Grealish did.
just about kept them in. Really, he didn't keep them in. The other man failed. They had the chance, they didn't take it. So he didn't really keep them in the Prem.
there's
Someone
no-
else flopped.
But there's no comparison.
You're saying that Kevin De Bruyne in that team wouldn't have provided the same amount of assists, same amount of chances,
Fouls
same amount of goals.
I don't think he would.
That's ludicrous. I'll be honest. That's,
This is
as
what I
bad
need-
as you say, that's outrageous.
This is what I need
De
stats.
Bruyne is a better
What's the
player
stats
than Jack
say?
Grealish,
What-
and
what-
there's no. If you go to an elite team and you want a
what
centre
does the
midfielder, you
stats say?
pick De Bruyne.
So if
they're both the top chance creators in the Premier
so
League.
if Grealish goes to Man City, does he do the same thing
No.
as? So why not?
Because I don't think that the role that he did, like he can't do what he did at Villa because it's not required at Manchester City. The same discussion about Vardy and Drogba, what's needed for that
What you-
team. I
His
don't
job
think-
at Villa was to create chances, score goals, and get assists.
But he carried the ball more than he needed to because there was no one around him making moves, no one good enough.
So there's
to
no
do
one in
certain
Man
things.
City's team that carries the ball.
No, I'm not saying that.
Well,
I'm
no,
saying
he's
he
saying
wouldn't be
he wouldn't be
required
required
to
to
do
do
that
what
at
he did.
Manchester
But you wouldn't be
City.
required to do anything.
That's what
You're
I mean.
playing your game.
Yeah.
In your
Jack
game is to
Grealish
create
is
chances.
better.
Or
you-
than required.
if
Jack
anything,
Grealish's
but what I'm
game
saying is
at
you'll
Villa.
have an even freer role to do whatever you want because you've got that many elite players
Yeah, but
around
hang
you.
on, do you think Jack Grealish thrives off the fact that he's the go-to guy?
Yeah.
And at City, he'd probably just be.
Yeah.
He wouldn't
A
even
fringe
start.
player.
Yeah, but
I
wouldn't
think
you
he'd
say
be good
at Man
because
City,
he's a top player.
Kevin De Bruyne is the go-to guy? Like,
At Man
all
City?
the play goes through De Bruyne.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would say so. But
So
I-
is it
but-
the same
but
kind
at
of-
But at the same time, the ball has to get to him.
So you don't think Mings can pass him the ball?
Why Mings fan? There's none. There's
Because we're talking about Villa.
man, fam.
We're talking about Villa, so obviously I'm thinking about whoever's at the back for Villa, so that's Mings.
No, I hear. What
The
you're
quality's
saying.
not the same, though, innit?
What are you
all
have
round
to
the
do?
team.
You're telling me a Premiership centre back cannot pass De Bruyne the ball?
Bruv, ask yourself that question.
Come on,
You know, there's man that shouldn't even be there, fam.
you got
No, but
England
it-
internationals in that squad.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. The players that are in Man City are obviously a different cup of tea compared to the players that are.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's like the same.
But what I disagree with is the fact that De Bruyne wouldn't keep Villa in the Prem. That's what I'm saying.
But it wasn't discussion of who keeps him in the Prem. It's
But
who
that
I'd
was
rather
that-
have. At
But
that
why
time.
though?
Because I just felt like Grealish did what was required for the club, and whether it's an English like a Villa fan or whatever that, and he's a Villa fan, and the manager's a Villa fan. And all
I
that
think
stuff.
that's what it is because Grealish is like a well-known Villa
He's
fan.
a die-hard.
Yeah.
Villa.
If you
So
said
he
to
plays for the
me,
badge.
I think it's for he's got that love for the club that all the fans want to see.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is rather than you think De Bruyne couldn't do
that's
that.
what I mean. He had something.
So you just got the
I
Villa
wouldn't
Villa
take.
goggles. That's all it is.
It's not my
It's alright.
It's deep. Yeah.
Villa tints.
But like, if you're making a Premier League 11 for the season, Grealish doesn't get in it over De Bruyne. If you were trying
chance.
to form the best midfielder in the world, you want Grealish in it. You put De Bruyne in it. But for
So what does Grealish do?
But to be fair, I was watching.
But at the Villa-
was it Filthy Fellas the other day? And Speck said he'd put him number one, like the best midfielder in the Prem because of
Who
what
said
he'd
that?
done. A guy called Specs. But basically, they were doing a poll of like the best midfield, like the top.
I think I saw a
midfielders
clip
in
of
the
that.
Prem.
Yeah, the top midfielders and
And he said he'd put him in there because of what he actually did at Villa. Because if you really think about it, no one else had to do as much as him in regards to what he had, like the
Yeah.
tools he had around him.
I think his fouls that he drew on. for
he
the-
went
the
through
season.
12 rounds every
Yeah,
game.
His numbers are like crazy compared to the person who's second.
But then,
Yeah.
but I see it. But then saying, do you think De Bruyne keeps his head and maintains that same level, playing with lesser players? If you know what I mean.
Can you think of a game
I
where
think so.
De Bruyne played crap
No, not particularly.
or didn't even live up to what
What's the thing?
But
Well,
there's been
for
some
the
games
national
where it
team,
just hasn't happened.
is not the same player.
Right. Well, then they got.
But he's
it's like a
still-
different.
He still does.
They don't play the same football.
That's
though.
what I mean. So that's what I'm saying. He's still a world class player in that team.
Yeah.
But the team isn't as good.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it's the same kind of
So
concept
they
if he
kind
went
of
to
rely on
Villa.
him, Hazard, and Lukaku. Really, innit?
Mm,
But does that not replicate the Villa situation then?
exactly. So what I'm saying is,
But in Villa, it's just
Villa, like I said, Villa's target was to stay in the Prem. Obviously, Belgium have a higher objective than that. They're trying to win the World Cup and all the rest of it. So if you take him out and put him in the Villa team, I think the expectation already goes up. You're not expected just to stay in the Prem anymore. You're expected to at least get mid-table or push up to
Right.
top half. just because of he has that quality, and I think he would be able to do that with Villa. I think if Villa signed him tomorrow, you'd finish in top half.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then someone's getting sacked.
In the morning. All right, cool. Community Shield, did we all watch it?
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
Kind of good insight into next season. Did you think Klopp took it serious?
Yes and no.
Why
I think he more underestimated than
Arsenal.
didn't take it serious.
Sad note, their goal was good.
Yeah.
Arsenal's goal was the last couple goals I've watched
But
from them.
that's always been Arsenal though. They've always been able to score like good goals.
Nah, fam, not under Lomberg and what was the other one?
Yeah, they don't count.
Nah, Emre, fam.
They don't count.
Nah, but
But I'm saying like typical Arsenal, you know.
But then is that Arteta bringing that same culture back to the club that was once
Hopefully,
there kind of thing?
hopefully.
The goal was beautiful. Can't lie.
As a football fan, you want to see Arsenal get back to where they were.
No, you don't.
I do, honestly, I do. Because like I said to Mighty the other day, like I grew up on that rivalry of Arsenal and Man United. So for me, if both of us can get back to that level, then that for me is still the biggest game, rather than Man U Liverpool or Man U Man City. Like Man City, they just got money. They don't really. I mean, apart from being local rivals,
It's kind of
not
like
the same.
They've kind of forced the derby to be a thing lately.
That's what I mean. So it doesn't have the same. It don't carry the same weight for me as Arsenal, Man United did. Like Keane, Patrick Vieira. You know what I mean? That kind of. That was when football was like, yeah, man. I can't wait for Super Sunday.
There was no money, but there was straight passion.
That's what I mean. You could see the passion in each game.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's kind of like, well, if they win the title. If they win, they win the title.
Yeah. Next season's going to be interesting, man. I'm looking forward to it. I see Everton. At
At the moment, I'll be honest, I'm not looking forward to it.
Why?
Because United ain't making enough signings.
I mean, there's still loads of time to go.
Nah, there's not, because there's not a lot of players to go. Everyone's getting snapped up left, right, and centre.
We just need who we need.
There's only
We need a few.
there's only a few teams getting players over the line right now.
Like Chelsea.
being one of them, Arsenal being the other.
Because
City did
Liverpool
their
ain't actually signed nobody, have they?
Well, they don't really need to.
They don't really go about their business.
Yeah,
like
but
that,
to be honest with you, don't you think they're becoming a little bit predictable, or people are starting to figure them out? Because I mean, there's only so long you can go with the same formula before people start saying, "Hang on a minute."
I think Mo Salah's been figured out.
I'm not going to comment on that.
Do you think it's been figured out?
I've seen Salah have bad games against.
Multiple.
Yeah.
But
And I just think like he is quite one-dimensional, but again with Mane on the other side, I feel like Mane's the better player out of the two.
everyone says that. To be fair,
Yeah,
He
man.
had
Yeah.
finally said something
second
that I appreciated.
top crash.
I don't know. Yeah, Salah doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah.
I like this guy now.
Yeah. I think
We can be friends.
the one Egyptian king season.
You hate that. You hate that title, innit?
Yeah, it's like-
As soon as Salah's mentioned, it's like, yeah, that king of Egypt. Like,
King
yo.
of Egypt thing, man.
To be fair, yeah, he kind of.
and bossing Obier and that. Well, yeah, we had that one season. Then after that, again, as you mentioned, last one, his goal tally's been going down.
Yeah.
Every season.
I think he brought a lot of balance to that team with Mane on the other side, left foot, right foot, left right.
Do you think people
right
have started to
side,
just
whatever.
worry? Well,
And even
a part of
Firmino.
a part of his decline is because people kind of said, "Yo, we need to actually do more on him," which
No.
they gave Mane more time.
Probably, but the same thing I said about Jack, taking players away to give other players more space. So is Mo Salah now the player who absorbs the players to give?
I don't think so, because I don't really see any teams like really man
they
marking
double
him.
up on Salah.
They don't need to. They just like say, "Oh, show him on his right foot."
But then for a lot of last season,
Don't let him shoot.
Henderson played as like a right mid.
Mad overlaps, isn't
Yeah,
it?
which meant Trent was on that right side and Salah was a second centre forward with Firmino. So should he be getting more goals being a centre forward? Mane's getting a lot from that left hand side. So
Like I said,
Mane-
for me,
Mane
that
adds more.
one season was basically a one-hit wonder.
yeah,
He will never do it again.
I don't think anyone expected it, which is probably why it happened.
Yeah, and because confidence was so high, like you know how it is. Like you're full of confidence, you shoot, it goes in.
Yeah.
Like you're seeing keepers just throw it in the net, left, right, and centre.
but then-
Ronaldo, perfect example. How
That's what
many
I'm saying,
shots have you seen was hit out of nowhere and it's just finding
But then where does he go from here then? Because you look at it, I know my man said he's not really fussed about the Prem, but they're expected to defend it. So if you're telling me one of their best players is kind of null and void in that respect, then where does he go? And like I said, Liverpool aren't making any signings. So then
Like
how
for
do
me,
they-
I would have sold him already.
Well, they're linked with Thiago. And that's it.
He'll be a great signing.
Wijnaldum goes to Barca.
which I think I can see that happening.
I think they need a winger who can do something different.
Yeah.
Whether
Yeah.
it's like Torres, who's just gone to City, being a right-footed, right-sided player and getting down that side, but whether they want to stick with it with Trent on that side, I don't know. But someone who can do something different. Because Shaqiri can do the same thing as Salah. He's not as good at it, but right side, left foot, does the same kind of job, can hit it, can get involved and all that stuff. So I think they need someone.
So you make it like an out-and-out winger.
Possibly.
Yeah.
But then they don't really win crosses in the box or anything like that. They kind of just...
Yeah, Firmino's not there. He's too far down in midfield.
I think they need to replace him soon.
Who? Firmino.
Yeah, I think they need like.
You reckon?
Yeah, because they don't have like an out-and-out goal scorer. If you
But
take,
that's not their style of play, though.
Remember, he plays as a false 9 that allows Mane and Salah to be those two.
That's what I mean. So if you take him out
I'm saying,
and change him with a different type of striker, because there's not really many like him as good as him.
Yeah.
So if you take him out, you're changing the whole philosophy of the
the
team.
game being figured out though, how did they go from being a one-dimensional team that people can say, okay, we know that they're going to set up
Has
like
anyone
this.
figured them out though?
That's what I'm saying. Because
They
really,
went
figured them
so
out.
long. They didn't lose a game for like 20
that's what I mean. For the last 2 years, they've been.
I don't know who figured them out. Watford figured them out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Watford beat them, and
But
even that, everyone looked at it
Arsenal
like.
beat them.
Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, but
That's what I mean. But
I'm saying they are becoming beatable. You know what I mean? Beforehand,
they've always been beatable, but
they had a little bit of invincibility about them.
that comes back to confidence again. Like you know, when you just go onto a pitch and you think, yeah.
But remember,
we
they
won.
were just outscoring everyone. Was it the season before? Where they was having games like 5-4, 6-5.
Yeah, Palace and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if you take out Firmino, for example, and get like a target man or whatever, a different type of striker.
I think you get the same type of player who plays like a false 9, so you can get
But
like ideally. You would be like a player
who's the second best at that?
I mean, you would have to be someone who plays as a 10. So Kai Havertz, who they was linked to first, he
But-
could play that role.
I'm not sure he can. Not like how Firmino does it.
I mean,
'Cause, like,
that's
I don't
something
think
that-
he can play as a 10.
I don't think he was disciplined enough to actually.
That's
No,
what I
but
mean. Like,
Firmino
I
wasn't
think
always like that
Firmino's
though.
got it.
But remember, he's been coached to play that role.
so then you're gonna waste 2 years coaching someone to get into that role.
I mean,
coach out his
he's young.
creativity,
Hmm?
and then coach out his creativity because he got bare flair.
Does Brewster fit in?
Not as a striker.
But it's like he's an out-and-out 9. I don't think
Yeah.
it's saying as a philosophy-wise.
I think what's his name comes in, does a good job when he gets called up.
Divock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he
He
comes
came
out
there.
more on the wing though. He doesn't really go down the middle.
He plays
He
in
gets
the middle.
goals.
He gets goals.
He scores goals,
The goal
but
against
he
Barca.
predominantly comes out on
I don't think
the
his
left.
technical ability in that position.
It's not Firmino.
Yeah,
It doesn't. I think
there's
they
no one.
lose.
There's no one at the moment that can do that same role.
Yeah, there's not another.
And if they take him out, then
But then
even when he starts on the bench, they look a completely different team.
Fairs.
I was at Villa Park for the Villa Liverpool game, and we were 1-0 up for most of that game. But you knew they were going to do it. They just kept going. Wesley pinned Lovren for most of that game. Man for man, he just got hold of his shirt, got hold of his back, and Lovren didn't have a great game. Wesley went off, and Keenan Davis came on, and after that, you just knew they were going to win. They just kept having it. Van Dijk, Lovren play, switch. We were just running ragged, and eventually they did it. A switch to Robertson at the back post and then a corner. But you just knew they were going to do it.
It's
And that's-
Grealish's fault.
And that's how they went through most of last season. You knew they were going to do it at some point.
Hmm.
It'd be interesting. It'd be very interesting to see, especially how other people are strengthening.
Back to Arsenal. Now that they've won 2 trophies.
One.
I'm gonna
Okay.
say 2 trophies because
Are we counting community shields?
that's what they're counting it.
It's
innit?
pre-season.
So
Don't
Come
count,
on,
fam.
man.
they're counting it. innit?
If the season has, if
They
you
count
want
the
to
Emirates
trophy,
Cup and all that as well, yeah.
There was fireworks. They lifted
fam,
something.
if the season hasn't started and there's trophy one before that, it don't count.
Fair. What? Yeah, they've won 2 things. So that means there's confidence in the squad.
Hmm.
Are they finishing top 4?
As it stands, in my opinion, no.
So what I sent in the group. Can we?
So is it the top 4?
I think you done yours.
Yeah, my top 4 was Man City win, Liverpool second. If Man U don't sign nobody, then Chelsea third.
Just signed Donny van der Beek confirmed
They need
today.
more. They need more.
And
And then
Number
United
34. Who first? Who fourth?
United.
Okay.
If we don't sign nobody.
So City, Liverpool, Chelsea. If United don't sign,
Yeah,
anyone.
if
we don't
United-
get Sancho basically.
if
said.
United fix up and
And
sign some
Upamecano.
people, they can finish third.
Okay.
But that's as high as they're gonna go.
Okay.
Do you not think there'll be a wild card in there this year?
Everton maybe.
Nah, I don't think they got it. Unless Gylfi Sigurdsson turns
But
on
that's
his actual.
but that's the reaction you're gonna have with any wild card. Oh, nah.
Because a man said, yeah, Sheffield are going to finish that
Exactly.
high, like.
Yeah, that was a big
good
one.
one.
To be fair, who do you think is going to get relegated? I know
Fulham.
you put Albion in there, which was I found.
I think Fulham will be rock bottom.
I think Villa.
Yeah, Grealish ain't gonna do it again.
Nah, Grealish is going.
Grealish gonna stay in and get them relegated, then leave.
As a Villa fan, would you hate him for that though?
No.
He can't. He can do no wrong.
You can't say it now.
Even when he broke lockdown rules and damaged the image of the club and all that great stuff, he
People
still.
make mistakes.
Yeah, I think Fulham's going back down. I don't know. I think Villa might stay up again. I don't know what it is. I think
I hope they do stay up.
they're
But
jammy like that.
I don't see who they're gonna really bring in to kind of
They've been linked
improve
with better
them.
players though.
Say again.
I think they've been linked with quite a few.
Yeah,
players.
Yeah,
we
but-
haven't got anyone over the line still.
United's
Ollie
been linked with bare
Watkins.
people. We ain't got nobody
I know.
apart from Danny.
Donny. Come on, Donny.
Apart from Donny over there.
So who was he free to get relegated? Fulham.
I
Villa,
think I had Brighton in there as well.
Brighton. And no, you had Albion, which was I was shocked.
Yeah, because I can't. I'm hoping to stay up as well, but
I think they're better than Brighton.
No,
Brighton's good team.
Brighton's established. Like it's
Brighton.
Burnley.
Like, to be honest, the only really team that I thought, yeah, they're going back down is Fulham. Everyone else was kind of like, I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
But Fulham, they just look.
So we're saying Leeds definitely staying up.
I think Leeds stay up.
Well, they just bought Rodrigo.
Yeah,
the
Leeds
striker.
are
They could
staying
be
up.
a wild card. No joke.
no way.
They
Oh,
could
they
be
got
a
England
wild
internationals now. so
Unless
you
they
never
got
know.
what's his
Their
name
manager's
doing
sick to be
spying on
Yeah, Phillips
everybody
is a full
training
international.
session.
So, but they played Arsenal man for man in that FA Cup last year or whatever it was.
Yeah.
They're here to play.
I don't
think they'll
disagree.
give
I
it
don't
a
think
Got
Leeds
a
will
good
go down.
manager.
But then Sheffield United did the same thing. Obviously, they came and played, and they played a lot of people off the park for the most part of that
Do
first
you
3
think
months.
do you think there's a fear when newly promoted teams come up? They think we've got to change because you look at Norwich. They tried to play, but got
Yeah, well, the same. Yeah, with Norwich, they tried to play. They had a decent win against Manchester City. It was a decent win, very good win.
they
against
blew up after that though.
It doesn't work forever. And the same with Villa. We came to play. Spurs 1-0 up, lost 3-1. We went ahead in games so often, and then lost those games because we came to play. And it was only after lockdown.
What do
that
what
we
do you
actually
see
realised we
as
had to defend.
Villa's biggest weakness at the moment?
At the
Like,
back.
where do you need strengthening?
At the back, I think.
So
I like
Ming's
that.
not doing it for you.
I do like Mings, but I just think he's
I don't think Pacey likes
erratic.
Mings.
I ain't got no problem with Mings. Why did you say that, Court?
Born Wings though.
I like
The last three, listen back here. All is like, you saying Mings can't pass the ball. Mings,
No.
Mings replacing.
You said that. I said he could pass the ball. You said he couldn't.
Sorry,
I like Mings as a guy. I think
He's a nice bloke.
He's a good lad.
He's a good lad.
On the pitch, he brings a lot to the team in
Yeah.
terms of like his leadership and everything else. But he gets tangled a lot, and he's so deep. Sometimes he's on the
Yeah.
6-yard box when everyone else is on the penalty spot, and he does get deep. He's trying to defend the goal. It's his instinct to defend the goal, but I don't think his
Yeah,
position is
for
brilliant.
me, I think with Mings, he needs an established somebody centre back next to him. He
Yeah.
still looks like he's learning his trade for me. Like he's not an experienced player,
Yeah.
even though he's a man mountain and he's got all the
Who could
attributes.
they get that could help them
think-
do that though?
This time last year,
That's the question.
they were talking about
Zabaleta.
Man United being involved with Mings. And if they'd have gone for Mings for 30 million and sent Tuanzebe back the other way, I'd have said yeah.
And I would have been pissed.
Yeah, I'd have been fuming.
Because I know that was a link for a while. I'd have had Tuanzebe over
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mings, but
I'm
I
a
do like
fan.
Mings though.
Axel's very good.
Yeah.
Axel is a good player, and he was great for us in that championship season.
All right, cool. Player of the season next season.
KDB.
Messi.
I think I said KDB, didn't I?
Yeah.
Man, Bruno might
Actually, yeah, wasn't that Bruno?
with a
Yeah,
full
man.
season.
Yeah, give me
might.
Bruno in there, man.
Yeah, man.
One United still.
I'm gonna throw a wild card in there and say Pogba.
It's not that wild.
He's finally going to do it.
Ooh,
So
sounded a bit salty there.
Nah, I hear where it's
Finally.
coming from
I'm
because
gonna say
you
Pogba.
want to see Pogba do what De Bruyne done. Like you want him to. You see him in a little glimpse of it, yeah, and you think, yeah, okay,
But
cool.
like,
Yeah.
but
you want him
like,
to be like consistent, like.
But like I said earlier,
bro.
De Bruyne's got elite players around him. Pogba was promised elite players and got Fred.
even so.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, I
there's
hear
a difference.
you, but that's for him to then say, "Yo, I'm gonna drag you up to my."
No. He wasn't brought to Man United to do the Grealish role.
But he's got to do that.
He was brought to
But
Man
cool.
United to be the De Bruyne.
It's about how you react, though, in my opinion. And you see that you're here
But the
now.
thing is-
you know what you got. You know
the
what you
thing
got.
is,
in
I
it.
think-
Like,
I think
this
it is-
preseason, you know Fred's still gonna
But
be
the thing
here.
is, if you look at Pogba's stats, because you want to talk about numbers all the time. So if you look at all the stats,
Listen, I'm just telling you, numbers are important.
it's first in pretty much every category.
Yeah.
Assists, chances created, all the rest of it. He does
Yeah,
Does the
but
business.
bits.
He does business.
he doesn't.
But
Look, he
because
doesn't.
exactly,
he's
but
not
because
doing it
Graham
to my
Souness is
eye.
on there, he didn't sprint back 100 yards and tackled him at the left
yeah.
back. Oh no, Pog was not good. I remember, like I said before, I think I was told, I can't remember who it was, but I went to the Southampton game at the Southampton's ground and watched United play there, and I watched Pogba, and me and my brother was looking at him like, he's special, like wow, like watching that game, wow, and then got back home, watched match of the day, and it was slating him, like slating him, saying he's the worst player on the pitch, he's lazy, don't do this, don't.
It's the media, fam. I don't
I'm
disagree.
not-
What's the media?
I was
innit?
at
Because
the
funny how
game.
you mentioned Graham Souness. Ain't nobody here. I ain't hear no Roy Keane talking about. Can you imagine if Pogba got arrested in Greece?
There you go.
Anyway,
Next topic.
Anyway,
So he got for player this season. Don't say Jack.
That's not Jack. I think if Messi comes to Premier League, I think he's got a shout of doing it.
can we do players that are actually here?
Players are actually here. I don't know. Probably De Bruyne again,
De Bruyne.
up there.
Okay, first. Manager of the season.
I'm gonna go Pep because I think Man City will win the league. So
Good shout. Any wild cards? Is anybody
Bielsa.
Leeds manager.
I think
Bielsa. I was
Bielsa.
gonna say Bielsa,
Hmm.
just because
It's-
they might
it's-
finish
Yeah,
in Europa.
it's going to go one way or another for them. I think.
They're gonna soar high or just
Yeah,
flop.
Crash and burn.
They can't. They
it's-
I
can't
reckon they'll
flop.
be top
it's
half.
not going to be someone.
I don't think they'll flop because there's just too much. Like the wait's been too long
They've
for them
been
to get back
waiting for a
here.
long
You think
yeah.
Leicester will do well again this next season?
Nah,
I think they'll be top half as well, but I don't think they'll be like pushing for Europe or anything.
I think Leicester after lockdown is the Leicester you're probably gonna get for most of next season. It's just
This is probably the first season where they haven't gone and strengthened certain positions and strengthened the
And they've
squad. in
lost.
Well,
general.
they've signed
Yeah.
Yuri now. Tillerman's on a permanent.
Yeah,
but they already had him
Yeah,
though,
been
so it's not like a new thing.
I think the
Yeah.
squad is good.
And
I mean,
obviously,
Liverpool
like
wanted
just
Harvey
last
Barnes.
Chilwell as well.
They
So
talk about him in France like he is
He is a good
prince
player.
of France.
Yeah, he's good
and
though.
he's quality.
mm.
We'll say that.
Marketing, fam.
He said marketing. Right. So when we have our guests on, you probably know we like to get the Premier League 11.
And don't say Jack.
he can say who he wants.
You
It's
have
his
the
team.
formation. You are in control of the manager. You're in control of the players.
Okay,
You can play Henry as a left forward if you want to.
Nah, don't do that. That's cheating.
I'll go for the 4-4-2 just because it kind of gets two strikers in there. And I don't think you can pick one, and I don't think you can put Henry on the left.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Goalkeeper Petr Cech, I think, is probably a good shout. If not Van der Sar,
Good
I'll go
shout.
with Petr Cech.
Good shout.
Right back, it's early days, but probably Trent. I think Trent's up there in terms of what he can do. Probably not done it enough for years, but I'll
All
probably
time.
all time.
Aspilicueta, Gary Neville.
Kyle
don't-
Walker.
It's his team, he
like,
picked
I like
Trent.
all these people. Yeah, Kyle Walker's one of them players where nobody wants to go one-on-one with him.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to square Kyle Walker up and go legs because they're not going to do it.
Yeah.
He's going to get there first.
Yeah, you don't want to get into a
every
race with
single
him,
time.
but
No.
I think a few will back themselves 1v1.
But I'll go Trent. I'll stick with
Okay.
Trent.
Yes.
Centre backs, Terry and
Love it. Love it. I got slated for putting John Terry in mine.
For good reason.
Nah, I think I
Outrageous.
put him in mine as well. I think.
Yeah, you did, but the rest of them.
Yeah,
probably Rio as well. We're going to
probably.
keep it English.
Probably.
Who else are you thinking of?
And Van Dijk's got to be up there because he's had
Okay.
It's
he's
fair
been
shout, fair
monumental.
shout.
But yeah, I'll go with Terry and Rio. Left back's got to be Ashley Cole. I don't think there's anyone
Yeah,
better
no one
at
even
left back.
close.
Right wing backs, I'll put them in there.
Go on, Bex.
Centre mids.
Not type of
It's
game
probably
you're
very
playing.
English.
It's with Scholes and Gerrard.
To mix it up, I'll probably put Essien in there. for his work in those years of Chelsea, I think he was unstoppable.
The 04 team.
Just to mix it up a little bit, I'll put him in there, and probably Gerrard next to him. Whoever's saying bun Gerrard last week. Ronaldo's got to be on the left, I think. If not Giggs, it's United heavy. Up top, I know you want me to say Drogba. I'm going to go with Shearer and Henry.
Go on, then. Shearer's finally made that 11.
What a Shearer it.
Go on, son.
Fair enough.
He would be the manager.
I didn't even hear the other striker. Who was it?
Henry.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I was too busy.
Henry.
Sure. What?
Sam Allardyce.
Manager
Southgate.
Sir Alex all day, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fair
man.
play.
Yeah, man.
Well, Matt,
respect
thanks
it.
for coming on the show.
It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
It's always a pleasure. Right. Episode
6.
Is it? Yes, 6 for
No.
us. We want to roll, lads.
100 Sue Cup,
Right, you've been listening to the No Tekkers podcast. Catch us on Instagram at No Tekkers podcast. I'm on Instagram myself personally at @_Brazius_ you man do your thing.
Yeah, I think I know mine now.
I just obviously don't
At
remember
Christian
it.
Pierce. Christian Pierce. Yeah. KRYSTIA. Yeah.
Courtney.J.Richards. Something like that.
And then you're on Insta.
I'm private.
So don't follow me. Don't look for me. Don't ask no questions.
I don't need any questions about Grealish and De Bruyne.
You put cheer in there.
That's fuck outrage.
See one in the sun. Right.
Yeah.
All right. Peace.